pull this out of the tub, so I have to scrape it out.
So what temperature was that kept at?
Remember we couldn't get the temp when we mixed. I was shooting for like 65. It came out at like 76. I held it in the cooler until about 8 o'clock, and it dropped it to 62, and then I pulled it out. So it went.
Pulled it out and kept it.
It's right there.
70 degrees or whatever all night.
Yeah, but what is the temp now? Do we have that thermometer? It's in the flour thing right over there.
$68.1.
That's the flour. Let me see what this is here.
Yeah. And the room temperature is about 70.
Okay. Yeah, 60, 66 thereabouts. Maybe 65 and a half. So anyway, so folding basically, I like to bring all the sides into the middle, and you know, just give it a stretch and back down. You can flatten it out and stretch out, and then stretch out. So that's basically how I like to fold. We'll go back in the tub. So the nice thing about folding, it does a couple things. It's definitely going to strengthen the dough. It's going to make it come back. It's going to be a little bit more vigorous. If you have temperature zones on your dough because you retarded or whatever, like if the outside's cooler than the inside, it redistributes all that temperature. And I'm a big fan of it, but at some point, if your bakery is of any size, folding begins to be a challenge. You know, like George at Essential there, you know, he's making, I don't know, I think he said 20,000 pounds of dough a day. If you're going to fold, that's a lot. Because there's no automated way to do it. Even La Brea Bakery, you know, they have those big plants. They had to do away with the folding, you know, that was originally in the formulas because you just can't fold that much dough. So, but on probably your level, and on my level, if I was to open a bakery, I'd probably do some folding.
What's the latest in the rise you'll fold?
What's that?
What's the latest you'll fold in the rising process?
Usually I usually go 2/3 into the process and then fold. So if you're 3 hours, I fold at 2. But that's not to say if you wanted to undermix really and fold multiple times, that's possible too. Like if you're mixing at home or you have just a Hobart mixer and you can't really get good gluten development, just completely undermix the dough. It doesn't matter. As long as all your ingredients are distributed, then you can start folding like every 45 minutes and build a lot of strength that way.
If you can't get to your dough in time, then is it a good idea to fold to keep it sort of?
That's a tricky question because it's it's bad what you've said.
Yeah,
But
sometimes in production, you know,
it's
actually sort of stuff.
yeah, you know, probably the first thing I would do is try to anticipate that and retard the dough, get it to slow down. And but yeah, folding, if you're trying to make the same dough every day, and one day you end up having to put a fold in, you know, you're affecting your quality.
Yeah.
So
Eventually,
so I try to avoid that.
Eventually, the yeast bacteria will run out of simple carbohydrates to eat,
Right.
and it'll be difficult to get good caramelization in the oven. Also, folding to a certain extent, it's like continuing the mixing process. So you can use folding to open up your crumb and get more extensibility out of the gluten. But if you keep adding folds and folds, not only will you run out of sugars to caramelize in the oven, but your crumb will start to get tighter and tighter as well.
You might slow down the overgassing perhaps a bit.
A bit.
Yeah.